1482 Paris, Clopin, a gypsy puppeteer, narrates the origin of the titular Hunchback 20 years prior. In 1462, a group of gypsies sneak illegally into Paris, but are ambushed by Judge Claude Frollo, Paris Minister of Justice, and his soldiers. A gypsy woman in the group attempts to flee with her crying baby. As Frollo gives chase on his horse, she reaches the doors of Notre Dame, pleading for sanctuary. As Frollo closes in on her, he snatches the bundle of what he believes to be stolen goods, fatally kicking her backwards against the cathedral's stairs, where she strikes her head and dies. Shocked that the bundle is in fact a baby, then repulsed at its deformed appearance, Frollo attempts to drown the child in a well, but the cathedral's archdeacon intervenes and accuses Frollo of murdering an innocent woman in front of the eyes of Notre Dame, the statues of saints and the Virgin Mary that look down on the cathedral. To atone for his sin, Frollo reluctantly agrees to raise the deformed child as his own, naming him Quasimodo, to mean half-formed, and hiding him away in the cathedral's bell tower. 20 years later, back in 1482, Quasimodo develops into a kind yet isolated young man, though still deformed and now with a pronounced hunchback, who has lived inside the cathedral his entire life. A trio of living stone gargoyles, Victor, Hugo, and Laverne, serve as Quasimodo's only company and encourage him to attend the annually held Festival of Fools. Despite Frollo's warnings that he would be shunned for his deformity, Quasimodo attends the festival and is celebrated for his awkward appearance, only to be humiliated by the crowd after two of Frollo's guards start a riot. Frollo refuses to help Quasimodo, but Esmeralda, a kind gypsy, intervenes by freeing the hunchback, and uses a magic trick to evade arrest. Frollo confronts Quasimodo and sends him back inside the cathedral. Esmeralda follows Quasimodo inside, only to be followed by Captain Phoebus of Frollo's guard. Phoebus refuses to arrest her for alleged witchcraft inside Notre Dame and instead tells Frollo that she has claimed asylum inside the church. The Archdeacon orders Frollo and his men out. Esmeralda finds and befriends Quasimodo, who helps her escape Notre Dame out of gratitude for defending him. She entrusts Quasimodo a pendant containing a map to the gypsies' hideout, the Court of Miracles. Frollo soon develops lustful feelings for Esmeralda and, upon realizing them, begs the Virgin Mary to save him from her spell, to avoid eternal damnation. When Frollo discovers that she escaped, he instigates a citywide search for her, which involves bribing and arresting gypsies and setting fire to countless houses in his way. Horrified when Frollo orders him to burn down a house with a family inside, Phoebus openly defies him, and Frollo orders him executed. While fleeing, Phoebus is struck by an arrow and falls into the river Seine, but Esmeralda rescues him and takes him to Notre Dame for refuge. The gargoyles encourage Quasimodo to confess his feelings for Esmeralda, but he is heartbroken to discover she and Phoebus have fallen in love. Frollo returns to Notre Dame later that night and discovers that Quasimodo helped Esmeralda escape. He bluffs to Quasimodo, saying that he knows about the Court of Miracles and intends to attack at dawn with 1,000 men. Using the map Esmeralda gave him, Quasimodo and Phoebus find the court to warn the gypsies, only for Frollo to follow them and capture all the gypsies present. Frollo prepares to burn Esmeralda at the stake after rejecting his advances, but Quasimodo rescues her and brings her to the cathedral. Phoebus releases the gypsies and rallies the Paris citizens against Frollo and his men, who try to break into the cathedral. Quasimodo and the gargoyles pour molten lead onto the streets to ensure no one enters, but Frollo successfully manages to get inside. He pursues Quasimodo and Esmeralda to the balcony where he and Quasimodo fight, and both fall over the edge. Frollo falls to his death in the molten lead, while Phoebus catches Quasimodo on a lower floor. Afterward, Quasimodo accepts that Phoebus and Esmeralda are in love, and he gives them his blessing. The two encourage him to leave the cathedral into the outside world, where the citizens hail him as a hero and accept him into society.